to 7 points. Still with a series left to play. They're going to be guaranteed themselves top 2. So Liquid will be very happy taking this one. Of course, Stark, unfortunately for them, are already at a stage where they can no longer qualify. But as we were saying, it certainly will be good for them, good for the brand if they're able to take down the giants at the moment in the group, Team Liquid, at least in one game.
Yeah. I think their draft is actually solid. The difference is, though, between Liquid and Stark right now is Liquid are very heavily laning oriented, right? Like, you pick Razor to win lanes. Necrophos, he wins lanes. Dazzle, pretty much the same thing, although he does transition better into the mid game. Bane, kind of the same as Dazzle. Very good laning. Okay mid game. Tusk is the only one where I would say his laning phase in particular is not great, but he obviously offers a ton of utility for you in terms of being able to gank, and as an offlaner, he can just cause a lot of chaos. So I think that Liquid want to dominate from a very early point, prevent the Brood from getting too far off the ground, and we'll see if both the Bane and the Dazzle want to stick around bottom, or if they are going to try to help out the middle lane, which I assume is going to be Razor.
Okay, let's see how this one goes down. Both teams at the moment checking each other out. Trixie's come down to the bottom lane, just started to lay down the webs. No one's dropped a ward as of yet. Jerax has got the sentries ready to go, but so is Trixie there. And he has, of course, got those tangos ready to eat those wards up before the Bane's able to eat his. Let's see how that lane goes down there. I mean, do you think the Liquid do have the tools to deal with the Brood off lane here?
It's very dependent on the first couple of waves. So if they're able to get Trixie low and force him back, I mean, he's come to the lane with his own observer and 2 pooled sentries, right?
They want to push.
They're going to go for the cliff
Or
toss.
they want to toss,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Let's see if they can get it. Nemphy's got... Oh, I think he might get onto Farta here. Yeah, okay. Farta's been cliffed. Alrighty.
Yeah.
That's the way to start it for the side of Stark. And it looks like they'll be able to get themselves away as well, so they don't find a kill.
And Mind Control skilled Snowball, so we can't snowball him to the medium camp. That's actually pretty crappy for him.
What, he did or he didn't skill Snowball?
No, he didn't skill Snowball.
Yeah.
Right, he got Ice Shards to
shot.
potentially block for the rune, right? Yeah, that sucks.
Damn.
Well, I guess it... Okay, so this actually has...
This is kind of big.
I mean, he's going to miss like 2 waves, because he's already got a TP coming out right now. The thing that's annoying is that the Brood might actually get level 2 or 3 because of this, and that could actually mean that bottom lane goes a lot worse than Liquid were originally anticipating, because one of these supports is actually supposed to be bottom right now, with a sentry trying to zone Trixie, but instead he's going to be able to get fully XP and even contest the creep wave. So it's a small thing, but it could end up snowballing for Trixie if he plays it right.
Michael George trying to go into Valix, but he pops the Arctic Burn, turns around for a few hits, and yeah, there we go. So now Razor has returned to lane. Just a minute late, unfortunately, but as you said, you know, they made the best of it. They managed to get some XP there onto the Bane.
And this bottom lane, though, is being pushed in heavily. Yeah, he's going to get like level 3. That's actually really bad for Liquid in terms of the off lane, but middle.
Mid lane, yeah, that's a hell of a lot of damage he's stolen. Damn, Nemphy being forced back. He's got the IO to regen him back up. But yeah, as you're saying, anti-bottom lane, what's your thoughts so far on how it's been going for both sides?
Well, when the creep wave was under the tower, obviously Trixie's going to be having a grand old time. Like, he doesn't necessarily care about getting the CS. He's going to go for it, but the big thing is getting like level 3, 4, 5. Those are the levels when Brood really starts to take off. You can even farm the jungle if you don't feel like staying in the lane is a viable option for you. And if he gets the Soul Ring on top of that, like, he's not really being pressured too much at all. He's even able to just freely hit Matumba Man here.
No, he's not doing bad at all, and I think it's kind of because, as we were saying, the fact that the Bane's got to look towards the mid lane to help out the Razor against this tiny IO combination, and of course Bane is also starting to make those stacks towards the mid lane and the camps for the Razor to clean up. And your top lane Tusk at the moment, he's been able to find a few levels here in the lane, level 3 at the moment, so not going too bad at all for Mind Control. Oh, we're having a quick unpause as well. That's like, I guess we're not in the chat actually, so I was going to say, I'm sure they were chatting.
Yep.
Why are we not in the chat?
Oh, we are in the chat. Okay. It was just a pause and an unpause without saying anything.
That's a bit weird.
It's a bit weird indeed.
Yeah.
Alright.
What's happening here?
Kuroki with an invis. Let's see if we can get something going on. Oh, this is Nightmare onto the ice. Oh, get blown up.
And the curse.
Oh, and he had enough damage to
jeez.
take it in one. What?
Oh, this is
Yeah, you got a big link there.
less than ideal for Stark.
Well, not big, but big enough.
Enough, yeah.
I guess they don't care about the Brood.
Courier was empty though.
I mean, I guess they feel if they can win the other lanes as well as this, And it's the Brood's only going to be able to do so much and maybe get in the tier 1, get the tier 2.
Well, eventually, Matumba Man will be able to deal with the Brood on his own.
Yeah.
There is always that. So if he gets to, like, level 7, he's got the max death pulse. He's completely forgone getting Heartstopper because he knows he needs the Sadist regen in lane to be able to continually kill Spiderlings as they spawn. I think that's a really good choice. And it just means that if this hero was able to just completely deal with the Brood without any help, then the Wisp and the Tiny are in a lot more trouble than maybe Stark had anticipated.
Well, on the plus side for Stark, though, Boogie on this Clinks is getting a lot of farm on the top lane. 20 CS at the moment. Very much the highest on the board. And Tiny, of course, with the backup of the Io, is having pretty decent farm against the Razor. 15 for 3 against the 11 for 4. But obviously the fact that Razor was involved on that kill on the Io when they did go in. And obviously well, the fact that the Dire courier down for a few minutes as well is not particularly ideal. But coming up to 4 minutes in, it's not looking awful for Stark.
The biggest thing is obviously, like you mentioned, the Clink's getting farm. And the Brood is getting some levels,
Tiny.
but... Oh, yeah. That's awkward.
Oh, but yeah. Couldn't reach the link. There will be Io coming in now, and they'll get a nice 2-man avalanche off, and he's going to be alright for the time being. And a little bit lucky as well, walking into 3 heroes trying to get the bounty ring. Obviously was taken away from him by Fotter anyway, who did manage to pick it up. Now, Jerax just looking to get some wards out into the Dire jungle. Start to see if the stacks are coming out for the side of Stark. And they'll, I would like to try and steal those if possible. And he's actually moving in on the mid lane here.
A Nightmare into a fairly big static link could help kill, but the wave is pushing a little bit too far right now.
And looks like Nemphy's just going to play it very carefully here. Especially with the fact that Io has had to go back to base. And Mind Control, level 4 now at the moment on this top lane. He's going to come in and find Varlix. And he's going to give him a few punches. He has got the mana to go for his combo. Is he going to go for this one? He's going to go for it. Ice Shards and Snowball.
Oh,
He'll take down the Wyvern. Boogie will try and turn now with the Searing Arrows. Has got 3 points in it, so doing a fair bit of damage. Isn't actually going to chase here. Mind Control has got the bottle charges, so we'll be fine.
He's getting so much experience out of his lane as well.
There he is. He's what, closing on level 5 now.
Yeah.
Wasn't that T2's there?
This is honestly really
You
bad
still
for
got the
Stark,
kill.
though.
I still got the
You still got the kill.
Yeah.
We'll let you.
Like, what happens when that Tusk hits 6 and they just start ganking mid because the Wisp is going to be like level 3 or 4? You can't live through a Tusk gank.
No.
Support's rotated bottom to finally start dealing with the Brood a little bit. Like, when there's a lot of Spiderlings, typically the response is to move the supports down. If Matumba Man can kill a few of them, he'll probably be fine. And
Ooh. Oh, he's got the dust. Okay. Can he find Trixie? Yep. Kuroki's on him.
no poison.
Oh,
he got him.
is that going to kill him? Oh, not quite enough.
He is dead, though.
Alright, alright. So it's not the worst situation for Stark. You know, he doesn't get reapered off. But he still goes down.
Honestly, though, they're actually losing, like, 2 or 3 lanes right now.
Oh,
The
Stark.
Razor's out farming the Tiny. Yeah, and the bottom lane, like, Necro is far out farming the Brood now. Like, especially after that
Matumba
death.
Man's having a great
This
time
lane
now.
is almost unrecoverable now.
Mhm.
Because you need to be able to get a large amount of Spiderlings to have any solo kill potential in this matchup. And if the supports are just going to rotate down every time you have more than like 4 or 5, then you're never going to have a kill opportunity on Matumba Man without help. And it's very uncommon for teams to help the Brood. Typically the play is, we want to be on the other side of the map so the Brood can create space. So we can get other like objectives like towers, get people farm, whatever. So in this sense, I think that Stark's early game, that Clinks is going to have to do some heavy lifting, and so are the Wisp Tinies.
Oh, Trixie. He's found Kuroki. Kuroki has got the Shallow Grave.
He's not carrying a TP though, so he's dead.
Matumba Man has got the heals.
Actually.
Yeah, they can turn it around here, or at least try and save Kuroki. Oh, Trixie's going in. Can he get it? No, Kuroki going into the tree line. Trixie, one more touch will do it. And he does get the kill. Looks like he's going to be alright as well as he gets himself away before the Bane comes in. So start getting themselves a kill on the board, and Kuroki just getting caught out of position there by the spider in the jungle.
Yeah, carrying TP against Brood with Dazzle is pretty much a guaranteed live in any circumstance. Like, he can actually never kill you unless he has like a basher or something and stops your TP cancels. So I'm sure he will not make that mistake twice, and he did almost live actually, which would have been really sad for him. But start getting themselves on the board, especially the Brood. He needed that kill.
Nemphy. He's fine. He's fine. He's clearing up some stacks here in the jungle. I think he's that TP, to be fair, against the entire lineup of Stark. The Clinks as well. It's TP's going to be the item here this game.
Yep. Oh, they want to contest the stack. They have a ward. They're coming in with a smoke. Oh, Nemphy is dead. He's so dead. Oh, the smoke broke. He lost his movement speed. Life is hard. And they didn't say which way they went.
They do have a haste on Mind Control. I wondered if he was going to go ham there, but nah.
They didn't see that he went up, so. That was actually so close. If they died there, oh man, that would have been so bad. They did get their stack though. Well, one of them. The other one's going to be taken by Liquid.
Oh, ooh, for the Razor as well. That's a lot of money in his pocket. Parter's going to be happy with that one. He's going to find Varlix here as well. He's going to start with the static link, start to go in. There's going to be a TP reaction from the side of start. They're just getting Aya back into the lane. Jarek's moving forward as well. Kuroki mind control. Liquid really want to fight here. They've got the Nightmare here onto the Io to slow him up. And there's the shards and the heal bomb. That's going to be Io down.
That's an insane amount of damage, actually. Like, you have Shadow Wave, you have the static link, the plasma field hitting on max range, and a brain sap at the same time. Like, you're just instantly dead.
Yeah, 4 for 1 at the moment. Boogie still getting a fair bit of farm. We can see the CS is looking very good for coming up to 9 minutes in. 60. He's nearly almost got perfect CS on this top lane. And we'll see what he decides to build. I guess he's... oh, hello, Trixie. Oh no, is he stuck? He is well and truly stuck. Oh, that's an ult as well.
Oh, and the spiders are going to die too.
60 seconds here for the spider.
Run, little babies.
That's not ideal. Oh, look at that one. Money. Money.
Yeah, so this is the point in the game where the Necro is actually really tough for you to deal with. If you have your ult and you have 1 point into your incapacitating bite, you can like run him down, just auto attack him to death and maybe force him to TP. But most broods pretty much go 4-4-0 every game. Like, no one really wants the value point into ult, which I find a little bit strange because I think sometimes it can actually be good. Like in this situation, maybe he's able to just auto attack spam and keep himself alive, or at least not get Reaper killed, because that's the reverse dream. He'd be alive right now if he didn't get Reapered. Oh,
is this the Midas complete armor to man? No, okay, still needs to pick up his gloves of haste. Okay, he's going to be the Midas of choice for this Necrophos here.
I think it's alright. It does lower the cooldown of Reaper by leveling it, and level 1 Reaper is notoriously bad in terms of damage output. So it's like a 50% increase going from level 1 to 2, and then it's another 50% increase going from 2 to 3. So it's linear scaling, and it's extremely good at max level in terms of damage dealt versus mana cost. And you just get it all back anyway if you get the kill, because you have status. So I do enjoy the pick.
I mean, with the Midas picked up, we've seen, I feel like we've seen a lot of Necros in this patch where they don't necessarily get the Ags early. Because he's got the Midas, do you think we could expect the Ags, or will we still see him go for items like the Shiva's Guard first?
I think super early Ags is a bit questionable because the heroes just aren't dead long enough. Like, say...
Yeah, to worry about the buyback thing,
Yeah. So if you're later into the game, I can see it being good. You could also buy it just for sheer tankiness if somebody else on your team is going to buy mech anyway. Like maybe Fata goes mech and he just goes point booster for the value.
Yeah.
And then he builds like the Ogre Club for the health and such. And he can become very tanky very quickly. So that's one reason you could buy it early. Your other option is just going Atos, for example. See that every once in a while. I think Envy likes doing that build.
Okay, Boogie's starting to save up his gold now on top of the Soaring. 1,700. I mean, what do you feel will be the next item of choice here for the Clinks here in this game?
I like Orchid a lot against these heroes.
Yeah.
Like, you want it for Dazzle. You want it for Bane, especially. Like, just channeling a Fiend's Grip, have a way to cancel it out that's instant. And because you're so tanky, it's very unlikely that they would be able to burst you down before you're able to silence somebody, unless you're, like, really far out of position. But he could also go for, like, a regular damage build, and it looks like he is going to go straight for the Deso. I think utility on Orchid, though, is so good here. Like, silencing the Dazzle, preventing Grave, that means that your tiny stun toss is almost always going to kill. And we'll see if it works out for Boogie, though.
I mean, so far, sitting at the top of the net worth board, just above the Necrophos. He hasn't really had much pressure here on the top lane. Trixie still hanging around bottom, trying to get that XP. We're going to actually see the group of Team Liquid in the jungle. They are actually going to spot out Varlix here. He's got the Arctic Burn to get himself out of the shards, but they've got the Walrus Punch here with the slow. In comes the Razor, and they'll be able to clean up that kill. So Varlix did go in for a ward, but it's going to be dewarded straight away, and just an unfortunate movement there from the side of start.
Top lane.
They really want this kill on Bane. 3 heroes coming straight in, and they're not going to get it. They just turn around. Jarrett straight up with the Fiend's Grip onto Boogie, and here's the man who is doing so well so far in terms of farm, but now 70 seconds on the sidelines, thanks to that rotation in from Matumba Man, and it's all falling apart now for the start.
I mean, we talked about the strength of Liquid's lanes and what they wanted to do, and it's just been like, Stark haven't been able to do anything.
Oh, Razor with an Invis Rune as well. Are they going to find something else? They're moving in. Io and Tiny trying to go for mind control. Mind control will get tossed back, but now Farta reveals the invis and he's straight in. OKC is going to pop. They'd love to get that kill on mind control, but I think Amphi realizes he can't do it. He's going to start to turn and run. And they lose the Io. They'll probably lose the top tier one as a bit of a push is coming in. Yeah, Kuroki and Matumamaz should be able to clean that one up. Trixie might be able to get a tier 1 in trade here on the bottom. It's only Jerax at the moment with the defense. They've now TP'd in Tusker straight in with the Nightmare to set it up onto Trixie. He's still under the true side of the tower. He'll try and turn with the ultimate. It will actually do quite a bit here, and they'll be able to find themselves the kill. He still goes down, though, to the tower. The cold embrace. Not on the right spider, unfortunately. And now they relocate in. They might be able to get a second one, and they will. Okay, so he just comes in with the spirits. Finds himself a second kill. So, pretty much the best trade that Stark have had all game. They do lose the spider, but they find 2 kills for it, and they get a tower.
Yeah, that's more than they could have ever hoped for, actually, given the situation. They're going to TP Tiny top. Does he have Blink? No, he's going straight Ags. Okay. Looks like 2 Aghanims rush from each side here. One for the Necro, one for the Tiny player. And I kind of don't know if I like the Aghanims rush for the Tiny. Say he has Blink.
Yeah.
You can easily kill the Dazzle. Like, one combo dead. He has 700 HP. Bane, he has a cloak, so he'll live through the damage, but if you have one outside nuke, he's dead as well. Tusk, same thing. I think there's just so much potential for you to help create space for your Clinks in this game. Or even like your Brood, right? Because all 3 of these heroes function great with space. Brood can push, the other 2 heroes can kill.
Varlix is, yeah, he has got that TP. He needs to be careful. He's hiding in the trees. He's very deep into Radiant territory. I think that they can sense something's up though. They're gonna go down that way. I think he's gonna be alright. He's gonna be okay. They're not looking for him. They're looking for the spider. They want the Brood kill.
He ain't even sweating.
He's golden. He's just gonna hang there, chilling in the trees. Matumba Man, yeah, just 1,000 away from that Axe, as you were saying, Andy. So it's gonna be a very quick timing with that Midas. And I feel it's still gonna be fairly huge in the sense that
it just makes him tanky. Like,
yeah, it's great in that sense in terms of the early stats and just not having that option for the buyback on the side of Stark is going to be pretty damn painful. Ooh, 3 spiders. Lots of money.
Spiders.
Easy spiders.
I went Blink. Okay, so he did go casual.
Oh, okay, it was the
casual point boost.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
we went over the possible.
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah. Oh, did that just catch? Yes, it did.
Oh,
just the tip. That's going to be a Reaper's death.
Oh,
70
God.
seconds for the spider again.
It's actually so painful to die to Reaper, man.
Matumba Man's having a fantastic game.
Now, this Necro pick is doing so much work.
Yeah. I mean, the Tiny in the eye. How's Neverfeed doing on his Ags? Oh, he's got it?
He's got it, yeah.
Yeah, 800 on top, and he's level 11 as well. So
yeah, I mean, his farm is not bad.
No.
It's just that he's not the atypical Blink Tiny where you're going to be able to just go in, get a quick kill, and try to get out, you know? This isn't a Bambo Tiny. This is I want to go super late game Tiny. Which, against Reaper, man, if you mess up once, you actually just lose. Because you're dead for like 2.5 minutes. And you cannot buy back.
Well, Tuska's now picked up a medallion here for the side of Team Liquid. We've got the Desolator now finished by Clink. So Boogie is going to have a fair bit of damage out, but...
Yeah. They can rush with this lineup, too.
Yes.
So if they find an opening, that's going to be one of their go-tos, I feel. Because their 2 cores are still farming, like, on equal terms to the Necro and the Razor. But... they just really lack the ability to take fights at the moment.
Oh, Boogie. This is a little bit risky. Do they have detection? No, they don't, in fact.
Wow,
he's going to be okay.
That's surprising.
Has Kuroki turned up with some? He has got sentries. And Boogie's going to TP out. So, yeah, a little bit unfortunate there that Jerax didn't have a dust on him.
Well, somebody had sentries. It was just very late.
Yeah, it was just Kuroki when he turned up at the end. Yeah. Alright, SMY now completed onto Farta. I'm going to smoke up Team Liquid. Heading towards the mid lane. You can see they can find more kills. They do have that Reaper Scythe online once more. I'd love to shut someone else out of the map for a good minute or so. And they're in the Radiant jungle at the moment. Nemphy and OKC are hanging around with Varlix. The vision is there. They know where they're heading. They're going to keep themselves safe, Stark. They head back to their side of the map. They're actually going to the Ancients, and we'll see if Liquid decide to follow them. Things are coming out. I think they realise that they've hung around to clear the Ancients, and here we go. Jarek's moving in. He'll want to try and disable the IO here. And he's actually gets summed up here by Nemphy here. So Nemphy now on the retreat, but now there's the Fiend Script. Comes out. Matumba Man bringing them all low. Who's going to drop the Scythe on? He won't be able to get it because it's relocate out.
Nice.
A very nice relocate out indeed. Does still have the Scythe, and he may just use it on the IO if the IO comes back in here. We'll
Might
see.
as well.
Yeah. No, didn't even get a
Couldn't even
chance.
cast
Didn't
it.
even get a chance.
Instantly died.
Bottom lane. Here comes the spider push. Trixie with his army. May even just find this tier 2 for free, but at the same time, Liquid will get the tier 2 in the mid lane by the looks of it.
They're actually making a trade though for Stark, which is good. Like the Brood's pressuring bottom. Ogi was pressuring top.
This time they've got the sentry. Who are they bringing in to join in? It's going to be Farter.
Yeah, he's gonna get some damage here, but they don't have any disables, so that okay, he's like super slow actually.
This damage, and the sentries are all over the map here for the Radiant. That's going to be a kill on Tabuki. Nemphy will find the Bane kill, but Farter's going to try and chase this one down. Nemphy will just toss him back. Says, get out of here. So,
He's so fast.
he's going to still go for it, isn't he? He's
He
not
is
done.
so freaking fast.
Okay, that's the thing to do. Nemphy's just out of it. He taps out. Chasing Matumba Man here, actually. Matumba Man has got Kuroki, but Matumba Man might get bursted here. The heal from Kuroki. They do still have a shallow grave, and Matumba Man's just trying to man up. He looked to find the kill into Valix, but he won't get it with the Reapers. And now Valix might be able to live for his another death
he's
pulse.
gonna get
Will bring
both.
him down.
Sadist
Double
heal.
kill for Matumba Man.
Sadist.
Oh, he might even get Nemphy as well. I think he will.
Yeah,
Triple
well,
kill for this Necro. They just can't kill him. 6 kills, 3 assists. Hasn't died at all this game. Yeah, this is not ideal if you're playing against this Necro.
Weave and Necrophos is such good synergy, man. Like,
Yeah.
Necro has really bad base armor. Typically, you build into armor items. At the end of that fight, he had over 30 armor. I mean, even Tiny hitting him, Tiny hits for over 200 damage. Not enough. Just can't take him down. And as soon as he gets those kills, Sadist heals you for so much. Because you get 10 stacks from killing a hero. That means he kills 2 heroes. He's healing for 120 health a second.
Pretty damn crazy.
That's 10% of his health almost, every second.
One lane. They're going to get Trixie here. Jarek's and Mind Control catch him out of the trees with the Sentry Ward. And there's now going to be a gem on the Dazzle now for Kuroki. So it's going to be even harder for the Clinks and the Brood to work their way around the game. Dazzle, of course, with the Ghost Scepter, he's ready to deal with the surprise Clinks indeed. Nemphy, how's he doing on top of the Ags? He is closing in on the money for the Blink Dagger, which I imagine that he'll still go back for this game.
I was going to say, I would be really surprised if he didn't.
Yeah.
Because I think it's almost mandatory nowadays, I feel, on Tiny. Because the reason that teams pick Tiny nowadays seems to differ a little bit from what we used to see. Because people used to see him as like the 6-slot super hard carry, which he still can be. It's just that right now, Dota is so much more fighting oriented that you typically see him abuse his combo a bit more. You see him go for the blink first in lieu of getting the Aghanims, and then you maybe pick it up later as like a second item. But he has gone for a little bit of an unconventional build. His timings on his items are still really good. Like, it's only 20 minutes in. He has both, which is fine. Jarek's looking for a grip here bottom. Not going to find it.
Trixie's just chilling out in the trees. There's going to be a push on the top lane here as we see both Clinks and the Wyvern starting to pressure down the lane. 2.2k gold now on this Clinks. Nemphy and OKC are going to join in as well. So they'll look for the tier 2. There's going to be a reaction though from Liquid. Liquid don't want to give it away. Straight in though. Bane's got burst. Sorry, the Dazzle, who had the gem. Yeah, gems on the deck. They'll take that. So a little bit of a, well, too much of an aggressive TP from Dazzle, TPing straight in front of the whole lineup.
It's getting a tiny bit scary for Liquid right now because the ability that they have to kill the base
Can they get Farter as well? This would be a massive kill. He's a little bit too tanky. They can't quite get the damage in.
Wait, do you get purged for tossing? Like, if you toss Razor, do you actually get unstable current used on you? Because I think his attack speed was slowed by something. It looked like he was not attacking as fast as normal. I don't know. I could be imagining things.
Maybe, Andy.
I have
don't
no
know.
idea how the interaction works, actually, because it's so...
If it actually does the tosser rather than the tossy. Yeah. Well, Blink Dagger is actually the item for Clinks as well, interestingly enough. So he went back for that after the Desolator. So the Blink Clinks, are you a fan?
Well, given the fact that there's a tier 3 exposed top lane, I can understand why he wants it.
It's all about the rat.
Yeah, I mean, you can rat with it. You have Wisp Tiny as well. I mean, this combination of heroes can kill the base very, very quickly. So if Liquid ever get out of position and they're not ready, they can just get caught out, lose a Rax in like 15 seconds, maybe less. You know, like about the time that the relocate lasts is how long I think it would take them to kill with their current items. And that's with the Tiny not having any attack speed items of his own yet.
Oh, mid lane. Coming in with Timberman with the blink, the Shivas. Straight onto Nemphy. Oh, can they get this? Not quite enough damage to get the Reaper's kill, but nonetheless, he's on the deck for 50 seconds. Let's see if they can find more. The grip onto Varlix. He tried to get himself away with the Arctic Burn, but Jarix was quick with the reactions. 2 heroes now off, and they'll be able to find that guy here as well. Okay, so he comes back in. We'll look for the Tether Cross. Isn't going to save him. There was a Razor there anyway. Double kill from a Timberman. And 20 for 5 on the board now as well. So I've got to be honest, so far this the qualifiers as a whole have just been showing us how damn strong Team Liquid are looking.
Yeah, well, it was 95-5.
Yes, this game was. I mean, this game we were kind of expecting.
Not dropped a game,
no.
And they're showing why.
Yeah.
Like, they picked very strong lanes. I always like teams that pick strong laning phases because as long as you play properly, I feel like it's very easy to execute those styles of lineups, right? It's like, okay, we won all our lanes. We have good item progression. We walk together as 5 if we need to, and we just pressure. Like, it's very easy style. It works extremely well. And it's being showcased right here.
It certainly is, and AC now being picked up by Farta. So we're going to have that little bit of extra pushing power, ready to try and help them break the base. There's still a tier 2 standing on the top lane for the start. Also, I mean, obviously we're kind of seeing the Necro do what we see most Necros do. He didn't finish off the Ags. He went for the blink, went for the Shiva's guard now. He's starting to save up the money now again. Now, are we getting to a point where he gets the Ags, or is there other things that might be on his mind before that?
Yeah, Aghanims is on the table now because the base is exposed. So the main reason why the Aghanims Reaper isn't super effective early on is because you're not really getting any value out of the hero not being able to buy back. You really want to be able to hit the base at that stage in the game, like when Aghanims is actually completed. It does increase the damage. It does give you some tankiness, which is obviously very good. But the way that he's built, I think this is probably one of the more standard ways to build Necro. Ever since people started buying Blink on
this
it.
This is like the way, isn't it?
Yeah.
That we see most teams playing it.
But yeah, I do think his item progression is very solid.
Well, top lane, Boogie came in with the push. Did manage to get the fortification out from the side of Liquid. Mind control with the TP back. Makes the Clink Scarper away. There's going to be another Blink picked up on Tusk as well. So next time we'll have a bit of an extra chase capability to try and catch out that Clinks if he looks for the rat. And yeah, with the Blink Solar Crest as well. He's looking pretty good so far. Mind control level 13 as well on the Tusk.
Yeah, everyone on that team is actually very farmed.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the overall graph. What's the difference between the two teams? Yeah, it's pretty big. 12k in terms of XP. The net worth not so much because we've seen that both Boogie and Emphy farming pretty well, keeping themselves in the game in terms of gold gain. Looks like it is going to be AC on the menu for Tiny next as well, as he has got that Hyperstone.
Yeah, AC is really solid against Razor. I don't want to say you need it, but it's...
Is he going to find a courier here? He's going to go for it, but he may pay with his life. No, the lockdown. He's out. Will the shards get him? Nope, he's out. Free courier there. Boogie will be happy with that one. And what did it have on? Let's have a look. See, yeah, it was just a magic one, but nonetheless, extra bit of gold there for the side of Stark.
Yeah, I mean, it's something, right?
I know, so I think at this point they're looking for anything that they can get, really.
Yeah, this Brood is kind of in a really awkward spot right now. Because it's so scary to try to pressure the base when you're playing against Liquid's team. Like one snowball, especially since Tusk has Blink on top of that, which means his initiation range is massive. So without any vision, it's very difficult to justify pushing in. They're doing what they can to keep the lanes themselves out, which I think is the right play for them given the situation. But I don't know, man. It's a rough road right now for Stark.
Making a beeline for the top lane here, Liquid. They really want to find Boogie. Is he going to reveal himself out with his next wave? That's the question. It looks like it'll be fine. They do have the wards out here in the jungle, so Stark are aware that Liquid came up for a bit of action. And bottom lane, I mean, I've got to be honest, Stark are playing this as smartly as they could in this position. They're just looking to try and be where Liquid isn't and looking to go for that split push and continuously just trying to apply pressure up to the high ground of Liquid.
Yeah, I got to commend Stark for not giving away too much in the last couple of minutes.
And might get a killer as well.
Yeah.
Try onto mind control. He'll get the snowball out. He's going to need some kind of backup. He does, of course, have that blink, so he should be able to blink away, but the spirits might stop, and yeah, I think they've got the connection in, and mind control will be shallow graved up. We'll try and walk this one off here. Bane and Kuroki. Oh, the blink forward from Envy. He wants the kill. He's going to get it. They get the kill onto the Tusk now. Jarrett's turning around with the brain stab, but Boogie's stand up. They're going to get the Bane here as well. 2 kills here for the side of Stark. Things starting to look up for the side of the die, but now Farta turns up with the static link onto Boogie. Moving in onto Varlix, but gets the Winter's Curse off. Now Matuma Man has come in. They found the kill onto the Wyvern, so it's a 2-for-1 so far. Still, Stark are going to be fairly happy with this trade. It's just the issue that Liquid may look to push off the back of it. Looking back towards that top lane. They've got the Radiant Crew Wave coming in. They could very well look to try and take the tier 2. But not bad there for Stark, getting 2 kills.
Yeah, it was alright. I mean, the Brood's able to push in the bottom lane during that time, and they lost a Wyvern. Unstable Current, too strong. Winter's Curse, purging it for 2 seconds, just got him owned, like, instantly. But I think making that trade, Stark are going to be happy with it. There's not really much you can ask for in these type of situations, because you've already given away so much during the laning phase, and a couple of team fights didn't really go your way either, so now you're, like, really far behind. Trying to find objectives against a team with mass blinks is also difficult. So the way that Liquid have itemized and played out this game, they kind of made the Brood a non-factor. Even without actually having the supports hard dedicated to being in that lane. Because they rotated, what, like 2 times? They killed him, and then after that, he just couldn't do anything. It's just, okay, well, my game's over, boys.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that to really kind of make a note of here is, as we can see with the KDA, the fact that neither Fata or Matuma Man have died at all this game. You know, 805 on your Necro, 604 on the Razor. That's a pretty scary stat for Stark to be looking at this point of the game, 28 minutes in.
Yeah, it also does make them value targets, though. Like,
it does. If they are able to take them down, yeah. It's
not like the carries right now on the side of Stark are super far behind in terms of net worth. It's just that their team is not meant to function in a 5 versus 5 scenario. So all Liquid need to do is just go around, pressure the map, don't show, because when you show, it allows Trixie to do what he's doing now, which is push. But if you're playing off map as 5, it becomes a lot more stressful for the Brood to play this style of game. And a lot of the times you'll see a player back, even if the enemy team is on the other side of the freaking map, because they just can't see them. So there is always that that pressure.
Broodmother, just well, a couple of about 20 away from finishing off that BKB. There is now the AC on Tiny. They're going to go straight in for this one, looking for their push, and now get the tier 3.
There's no glyph.
They could get racks here.
It just
the glyph
came up.
just coming out in time. Now here's the turnaround from Liquid. Straight in. That's going to be the Reaper's Scythe onto the Spider. 93 seconds out for Brood. They did manage to relocate back out the Tiny, and Boogie's able to get himself out here with the walk.
That was a really nice move, though, from Stark. As soon as they show top, they start killing the tier 2. They say, okay, this is our time. The TPs didn't come in quite fast enough. And the other thing, too, that's going to be great for Stark is they glyphed that. Like, obviously, a team is going to glyph to save their racks. But by popping that glyph, you also mean that the next relocate, even just Boogie walking into the base with Deso can kill that.
I mean, look, interesting pickup. I didn't think we mentioned this. The Moonshard
This
slings.
is full rat.
Yeah.
Like, literally
straight
full rat.
in with the damage and the speed. I mean, you can, if you can play around Liquid like that, there's definitely going to be the opportunity to, I mean, if you get a set of racks against Liquid, it's not going to be great for them.
Yeah, they're abusing the fact that
be great.
Liquid are not really that good at going high ground, so they don't have great tower hitters. That's the biggest issue. So now Liquid need to catch.
Probably going to be dead here. Not a lot that OKC could do to save himself from that.
Yeah, no relocates now. That's going to make them a little bit more comfortable. But Nemphy's just down here on his own. He doesn't even have a team. He shows in the base for a second, blinks away.
I was going to actually TP back here. Wants to opt for the defense rather than the split push.
I kind of understand it, but at the same time, it's like, how are you going to defend 3v5? Like, the entire team has weave on him right now. They all have 30+ armor. TPing back here is not the play. He immediately realizes it, too, and just starts running all the way back across the map. I think maybe he thought by showing he might have forced a TP reaction, but he didn't. And
I mean, Matuma's already TP back bottom anyway.
Yeah.
But they'll get the mid-rack.
It was definitely a misplay, but I can understand in the situation why you want to go back and try to defend.
Oh, Trixie. Come down here, but they do have the vision of him, Liquid. Liquid are just going to decide to turn and run. And in fact, well, Farta now getting the static link off onto Nemphy will be broken. They do kind of need Matuma Man right here if they want to fight. They're trying their best to fight here, but Boogie's got a lot of damage. He's already cleaning off the Bane. He might even find more. He's going to find Mind Control as well with a double kill. Now with the Winter's Curse onto Kuroki, they'll find themselves a triple kill on the Clinks. And now Farta's just on the retreat. They may even get him as well. Avalanche. Oh, it didn't catch him. Didn't cancel the TP. But Liquid falling apart there. And I think, as I said at the beginning of the fight, largely down to the fact that Matuma Man wasn't there to help out.
Yeah, your Necro's got to be in the fights. He has got insane amounts of net worth right now. He's the highest farmed in the game. He's sitting on 4,700 gold on the items that he already has on top of that. So I'm kind of curious if he just goes for something like Hex. Maybe he goes for some right-click items to help break base. Because that really is the biggest issue now for Liquid.
Can Boogie just go for this on Farta? Has he got the damage?
He doesn't have MKB.
No.
It's pretty tough to kill that.
He's not got the mana as well to maintain the singing arrows. I think. Oh, well, hang on with Tiny. Yeah, they could certainly give it a go. Io turning up as well, and Farta caught out of place, out of position. Oh, the spirits!
Oh,
they got him. Io
Nice.
breaking his wicked 6 streak, and they're back out there with a relocate. So even though Liquid turn up to the party, they're far too late. I mean, Stark, they're certainly rooting for an upset here. This is some a large bit of a swing around we can see in terms of net worth. What's it looking like in terms of the XP?
There's no glyph right now.
They're starting to come back
They
around.
might force
They're going to
buyback
set
here.
Rex. Okay,
The
so
Orca's
going for
gonna
mind
kill
control.
Kuro,
Nemphy there, going away. Tumberman throws down the ult, but it's not going to kill Nemphy. Nemphy's still fine. They'll take down half the racks. Now the Fiend's Grip is there from Jerax. OKC and Nemphy getting low. They'll find the Io. Will they best get the Tiny as well? He's still alive for the timing, but finally goes down. They get the second kill there. There's a 2 for 2. They did force the buyback here on Farta. But they do hold the racks. At least half of them.
They lost melee though, which is the important one.
Yeah, it is indeed. I'll be happy with that. So at the moment, both teams down a set of melee racks. And Jezza saying start.
Well, Roshan's
Playing
up
it smartly.
now, right? Like if Stark knew Roshan was up, I think they would have already bought back because they can't give away this Roshan. You can't give Liquid the opportunity to 5-man death ball with your split pushing heroes dead. Like that's the worst case scenario for them right now. So they need like Clinks either across the map pushing a lane, which he is right now, but he doesn't push that fast, right? Like it's not a Tiny with Aghanim's.
What's he got on top of the moonshots?
Yeah, he's got
It's a lot of
3,300
money.
gold. Yeah,
Okay,
he
okay.
bought bots, understandably so, in
Yeah,
a situation when you want to try to go for that. But it's not a great situation when your split pushers are not able to get into a position in time to punish Roshan. Like at this stage in the game, the lane should be pushed in really heavily in your favor if you have the Wisp and the Tiny, but since they died pushing bottom, they obviously can't do it. So now, a disadvantage once again going the way of Liquid. And the lanes are not in a situation where they can die, and they might even lose Boogie here.
Ooh, this is going to be painful. There's a Reaper Scythe waiting as well. He's going to use it fairly early, but it doesn't matter. He's below the 50%, and he's going to go down. Let's see if they can turn it around, but I think they might just lose the Io here. Io getting low, and he will go. And now Nemphy has been set up here with a Nightmare. They'll look to try and chase this one down here as well. Nemphy. Let's see what's he going to do here. He's going to look for the TP potentially, but Jerax is there with the Fiend's Grip and the Nightmare. Nemphy, they toss him back. There's going to be the Fiend's Grip for Jerax, but Timberman moves back in. They'll get themselves the Tiny kill as well. And now it's the point. Tiny does have buyback along with the Io, but it is now 80 seconds where that Clinks isn't going to be able to get himself back in the game.
Even if they buy out, they're only going to be able to use it to defend base, because nothing is pushed in far enough to backdoor.
Necro as well now.
Oh, God.
This man. I got to be honest, I've been really impressed with Timberman's performance so far in these qualifiers. He's been doing some solid stuff in the position one.
He did really well in the lane against Brood, most of the time without actually any help whatsoever. And he managed to transition into a really solid mid game. That fight by the Dire Secret Shop, that fight like just propelled him into position 1 on net worth like so far, and he's never really lost hold of it since. And now Liquid able to get top racks with relative ease here. Obviously Reaper on the Clinks can't buy back, and Tiny doesn't really want to use his buyback now, because if he does and he dies again, the game is just straight up over. But keep in mind, this is only a 1 racks deficit, really, for Stark. They are going to have to try to pit some kind of defense, though, against this last push.
Yeah, they are going to have, as you said, heroes up to deal with it. Maybe not the Clinks, though. Trixie is going to look for a bit of the rat action on that bottom lane.
They're going to have to go right in. Like, as soon as the Tiny's alive, he literally just has to go in.
He's actually brought a Mask of Madness. He's
Are they
just
going
trying
to
to
go for
make...
tier 4s? Oh, my God, they're going to relocate and go for tier 4s.
No.
Yep, they're not
going
to... They're
going
going for the base.
Oh, have they got a fortification on the side of the radiant?
Yes, they do.
They do.
Have a glyph.
Okay.
They have a glyph.
Okay.
I mean... The curse, did it stop any TPs? It
No.
stopped 1. It stopped Mind Control's TP.
So he can't get back.
Kuro and
Okay,
Fata
Fada's
both
going to
have
be able to get
TPs.
back here, though. They're going to go for it. Jerax, he might be in trouble. Trixie popping the beacon, be moving in, but Fada's coming.
Oh,
He's got it onto
Reaper.
Boogie. Okay,
Oh,
Boogie's down.
God.
Nemphy's now trying to get himself out of the base,
Alright,
but
well,
Fada will chase him.
they
Blink
tried.
him from a Timberman. It was a very admirable attempt. And I think it was the best attempt to go, because they're on the verge of being mega creep.
It was their only shot.
And there's GG well played.
That was actually their only
But I
play.
gotta be honest, I was impressed with Stark. I was impressed with what Stark did against the side of Team Liquid. We've seen Team Liquid obviously have some very convincing games in the qualifiers so far, but this game, there was definitely those windows where Stark were able to play around what Liquid were doing, and it looked slightly hopeful, but overall, I think it's you got to admit that Liquid were just the better side there. And
Yeah, they were.
Timberman's performance was just ridiculous.
They were very disciplined. Like they got caught a little bit out of
15-0.
position one time, and then they had the glyph to save their melee racks bottom. They did eventually lose it, but to be expected against a